What's going on, everybody? My name is Daniel Treviso. I'm from Mountainside.guitar.com. Today we're going to be working on how to get better with chord changes. So I'm going to be giving you just some tips and some advice of how to do it. First of all, you want to make sure to look at your posture. If you're slouching, if you're bending your wrist too much, or if you have your thumb too high or too low for the chord, you might want to need to start with that first. Maybe adjusting the thumb. Say for a D major, I play with my thumb really high, but that helps me. I feel really comfortable with D major. But I don't feel good if I put it into a G major formation. My thumb needs to come down. Notice it'll change the way my wrist is too. Notice it's going to pull my wrist down and my forearm down some. But I don't drop it forward. Okay, I don't. Notice when I drop it forward, I also drop my back and my elbow. So maybe it's your posture, maybe it's your thumb. You need to look at those things, okay? I have more advice about that stuff on my website, Mountainside.guitar.com. Another thing we can work on is, let's say if you change chords one finger at a time. Let's say C major. You go the 5th string, 4th string, and then the 2nd string, or in that case, third finger, 2nd finger, 1st finger. And you're used to that. Well, keep playing it like that, okay? I want you to get used to doing it like this. Instead of trying to strum it, single pluck it from bottom to top, meaning from 5th string to 1st string, bottom to top. So you're going to go like this. Take your hands off. Do it again. And again. Okay, one finger at a time. 3rd finger, 2nd finger, 1st finger. Okay, after you do that for a while, you're going to just start getting familiar with it. The one thing you want to do, though, is try to make the formation of the fingers before they hit the frets. Okay, so here's my C major. Look, I have my fingers straight. I'm going to go ahead and put them in that diagonal formation going from the lower end to the top end, and then just drop them in already. D major, notice I have my formation. Blam. C major, formation, right there. A minor, right there. G major, notice my fingers went to G major. These two went higher. My pinky went lower. D major, one more time. Notice they're all kind of right here in the formation already. So you want to get used to that. Now, like I said, you might be used to just putting them down one by one by one. I get that, but over time, it's going to start clicking in your head how to put them in the right formations. Okay. So let's go ahead and go to a simple strumming pattern, okay? We're going to take this with G major, where we're going to strum it 4 times down, and we're going to put the word "and" as one strum between it, so you can set up to come back to the chord. So we're going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, and 1, 2, 3, 4, and 1, 2, 3, 4, and so on and so forth. Now, if that seems too simple for you, instead of putting that strum where you strum "and" really slow, we're going to speed it up a little on the "and" part. Watch. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 1, 2, 3, 4, and 1, 2, so on and so forth. Now, let's say if you're having trouble with a piece of music that you're learning and it's between 2 chords. Let's say it's between G major and D major. Well, you can still apply the same rule of the "and" in between them, where you're going 1, 2, 3, 4, and 1, 2, 3, 4, and back to G, 2, 3, so on and so forth. Or depending if you have a certain strumming pattern that you're working with, you could throw it in there. Let's say if it's a down, up, switch, down, up, switch, but you have that pause in between there, you might just want to try to work it like this. Down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up. Pull out the strumming pattern. Don't worry about the strumming pattern. Just worry about the chords. Make it simple. Learn how to simplify whatever your problem is. Don't amplify it. So if you think it's your hand, if it's your chord hand, work on that. If you think it's your strum hand, take out the chords. Work just on the strum part. Or if you think it's both, well then slow it all down. The last tip I can give you is the faster you go at guitar, the less you're thinking about it. And the more you're working on impulse, the more you're working on reflex. So by slowing everything down and taking it at half speed or even half of that speed is going to help you get to where you want to go. And you're not going to just practice it once or twice. You're going to practice it over and over and over at a slower speed. And over time, over days of practice, over like maybe a couple weeks, you're going to start to naturally speed it up. Okay, you do not want to practice where you're making it an amplified problem. So you need to really look at it as a full aspect of things of, okay, is it my posture? Is it my thumb? Is it, okay, if I'm working on one chord and I'm just having trouble with formation, well, try to just sit there working out that formation. Over time, you're going to get it, okay? That takes time. It's called finger memory. Your fingers are just going to remember where to go, okay? If you know you need more time, then you're going to work one finger by one finger on the strumming pattern, okay? So you're going to just single pluck them, drop those fingers as fast as you can, take them off. Now realize I didn't even mention using a metronome. This is before you use a metronome or anything like that, because a metronome, that means you're listening for something. Right here, you're just concentrating on you, okay? Remember also, if you're doing the strum pattern, you can put the word "and" between it. And if all that's giving you trouble, slow it all down. Take it out of the song you're practicing. If you're not using a song and it's just a chord or two, make sure to slow it down. If it's this slow, or let's go like this. If it's like this, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 1. Maybe you need to slow it down more and go with the other way I showed you, where it's like this. Go half of that speed because you're not having time to think about it. Think about it and slow it all down instead. 1, 2, 3, 4, and come back to the chord. Get your fingers ready. 1, 2, and if maybe 4 strums feels too long, remember, it's about figuring it out. How does it work for you? Take it out. Instead of doing 4 strums, do 2. Now, you're going to notice your brain needs to think faster when you do 2. 1, 2, and 1, 2, and. You can even just go 1, and just try to get a little faster every time. Watch this. 1, and 1, and 1, and 1. And 1, 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 and 1. Make sure you take your time to think about all these steps. You can always email me. You can always find me on YouTube or Facebook, depending where you're watching me. And you can always find this video on my website at mountasideguitar.com. My name is Daniel Treviso, and I hope that helped you getting better at chord changes.